Alright, this is officially the last vlog I'm doing for this class, so yay. Anyway, let's get into this. Mine is going to be on Mississippi Burning, which this was a watch. This was certainly a watch. Okay. Overall, I enjoyed the film. It was well made. And I feel like it made me feel uncomfortable in the ways that I should have when watching the film. The overtone, that's what I'm going to call it right now, the overtone of fear across the entire movie was really well conveyed. What I remember the most from this movie was the silence of some people. It was the silence of the people who were too afraid to challenge the status quo, or I say status quo, to challenge what was going on. And that is a part of why Mrs. Pell's character was the one that I was most stuck with, that my head stuck with the most. And so I wrote this on Miss Pell. She's not an FBI, she's not one of the really main activists, but her transformation says a lot about responsibility and courage in the face of injustice. So for this vlog, I'll be focusing on the character of Miss Pell and how the story and visual techniques emphasize her journey from a passive witness to an active resistor. So at the start of the movie, she is the wife of Deputy Clinton Pell, who is clearly involved with the white supremacist movement within the town. Off to a great start already, we see. Anyway, she doesn't say much, but her body language, the way she hesitates, and the soft and reserved tone she utilizes indicates discomfort and almost fear to be herself. The director is utilizing close-up shots across her introductions, mostly with dim lighting, to add this claustrophobic, almost intimate space with her so that we can almost feel what she's feeling. These shots especially make you pay attention to what she's not saying. It's the words left unsaid. So one of the key moments is when Mr. Agent Anderson, who I found out was played by Gene Hackman. I actually like that actor. Whenever I see him, it's just a little bit better. But when Agent Anderson visits her, she begins to open up. The lighting in the scene grows warmer and the camera lingers just a bit longer. And it's subtle, but it's like she's stepping out of the shadows, both literally and metaphorically. Her turning point is when she decides to give Anderson information that leads to a breakthrough in the case. From a more literary point of view, her arc mirrors a theme of moral complicity. I think I said that right. She lived with injustices and stayed quiet, but now she chooses to risk her safety to do what's right. This doesn't make her a hero, but it makes her a good person. And a lot of people think that those are the same thing. They're not. I'm gonna forget that thought right now, or put a pin in it. And this change also made her one of the only characters in the film that really had a major change. The consequences of this were severe. She was beaten by her husband in retaliation. But the film treats it not like a punishment, but more of the cost of speaking up. That's what happens if you speak out against what's going on. But through Miss Pell, the film is asking you, what are you willing to risk to stop injustice? Cinematically, Alan Parker reinforced the vulnerability through the framing of the scene, as she's often shown alone against a blank or harsh backdrop, visually isolated. But by the end, her quiet strength comes through and she's no longer whispering, and she's looking directly at us with resolve. So I didn't really know how to work these questions into what I was doing. I am very tired right now. I did not get a lot of sleep last night. So I'm just gonna ask questions. Um, do you think that Miss Pell's transformation was enough to make her a symbol of resistance, or was her earlier silence too big of a compromise to overcome? Um, Let me rephrase that. Can a single act of courage redeem someone's inaction? Or should you expect more from bystanders? Well, that's all I have for today. I suppose this is the last thing I'll be submitting before I do my final project, so... Well, cheers, y'all. It's been fun. And have a great July.